I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the best rapper in L.A.Podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though? All right, Brilla 65. I don't know how you feel about this election as it gets closer, and I'm not gonna spin off. I got my brain back, I think. So look, I was gonna say this: if you're happy with the candidates, one of these candidates completely happy, that's great. If not, I was talking to a young man that may help us with Ground Waves, spread the gospel, and why can't we, as Generation X, like, we came right after disco, so rightfully our parents thought that rap was a fucking fad, right? Because disco was a fad. Some of them were really into they it's projection. Like, oh shit, I'm so embarrassed for having the afro on bell bottoms and doing all that coke and roller skates, doing all that coke with the afro and bell bottoms on roller skates. And now, you went full disco and that shit didn't last a decade. So when we got into our gold chains and spinning on our heads and writing on walls and scratching records and shit, of course they thought it wouldn't last. But it did. So did punk. So did skateboarding. We did that with the world and the tools and the lack of shit and time and trauma and everything that they gave us. We did that. We need to do it again. The day after this motherfucking election, can we start a new party? Like, yeah, so what? They're going to downplay it. Like, oh, that's just the next Greenpeace party. Great. Just like they downplayed hip hop, just like they downplayed skateboarding and punk. Graffiti, like, all that shit is in museums now. It's in the Olympics now. Like, what the fuck, man? We did it. We can make something out of nothing. We can take their doubt and their fucking disdain and their fucking mistakes and make a new way. I really believe we can. I just don't understand why. I'm not political, so I don't understand. Just full on, I don't know shit. But I feel like we can do it. And maybe I'm wrong and I just sit down. And that's why I didn't want to get too deep into it. But all I'm saying is, if there's some brilliant, like, I rapped about it. Like, I created the soundtrack for our subculture, all alternative scene, where there are people of all races and walks of life that I feel safe and respected within our community. And I try to create that with Ground Waves. Can we create a political party with the same vibes? Or a couple political parties with the same vibes if we don't all align? America has been a fucking Honda for years, I feel like. I think a lot of people feel like it doesn't matter who's driving it. It's not going to affect me. But as this motherfucker becomes the hunk of junk that some of us knew it was always, or starting to become that, however you see it, we can't just let anybody drive this motherfucker. Somebody's got to pull over and look under the hood. And I think that's got to be us. And the next person we put in the driver's seat has to know what the fuck to do, man. Or it's going to be catastrophic. And that's me being a parent and being worried and being paranoid. It's probably not that serious. Let's talk about rap. Fornever. This album, now that I've listened to a few songs, man, after taking 18 months, after years of just making music on the spot, living with Sunspot Jones and Lucky I Am and Grouch, and living with the living legends in a warehouse, or living at their Mystic Journeyman's apartment in Walnut Creek, where we wake up and Sunspot's like, we got a show and I still want to get 2 songs done before the show, and he's punching me in the leg and like bullying me into writing fast. Then I had to take 2 years or 18 months, whatever it is, to write an album that I didn't even get to market. And we didn't tell that story, now that I can see where we are. So I'm going to tell that story. The Murs for President tour got to New York. I believe we were doing Bowery Ballroom somewhere. the last time I went on tour, I did a similar room, or maybe it did Knitting Factory. I did similar numbers, but I did a little bit better. But that night we did well, and we did Bowery, and around the corner it was the last show ever, or last hip hop show ever at the Knitting Factory. They announced it as such, and I think it was Gangstar and Busta. Free.
I think right now you start the show, kid.
Who's this suspicious character strapped with the sounds profound? Similar to rounds spit by Derringers. You're in the terror dome like my man Chuck D said. It's time to dethrone you clones and all you knuckleheads. Cause MCs have used up.
And we still put 500 to 700 people in Bowery paid for my show. A West Coast kid in New York.
Come on. This is our national anthem. This national anthem, please rise. And if you know it, say it with me. I'm from L.A. California, A. Days got shade. Let me take you round the way. A lot of Arizonas can't handle this city. You wear the wrong color and it can't get tricky. But that was 86 and things have changed. We a lot more evolved with the way that we...
Brother Ali has told me, you know, you can kill a show or you could bomb a show. Afterwards, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference with you. But after this show, I might have been feeling myself. But it was more because I think L was there, one of the guys who put me on. You know, it's Mystic Journeyman, it's LP. It's so many people that went into making me who I am today, aside from my family, my uncle, my aunt, my mom, my dad, or my stepdad, or whoever, you know, all of them, for better or worse, my grandfather. In the game, Mystic Journeyman, LP are very important. So one of my mentors, my big homie, is there. And so is the president of Warner Brothers and a lot of the staff from L.A. and I think all of the necessary staff from New York. We circle up after the show, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? And like I said, maybe I'm showing out because L is there, but also like, you know, I'm bleeding from my man parts. I'm hurt, physically hurt. I'm in pain. And as I'm watching some of my elders in my family go through different things and their temperament change, and realizing, you know, they've been in pain for so long. You know, and your demeanors are. So I've been in pain and pushing through this fucking tour for at least 3.5 weeks now. We haven't gone to radio. We haven't got the second single after Can It Be? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then also my management, who, like I said, the biggest West Coast management. We have everybody who's popping on the West Coast in 2008 is basically part of our management team. My managers are like, yo, what the fuck? And they know that my manager didn't get me the deal at Warner. I got myself the deal at Warner. So they're like, talk to your man. So I'm like, you have the ear of the president. So I'm sitting the president of the Warner Brothers, like, empire, music empire, and his staff. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are we fucking going to radio or nah? Like, you see this? Like, I put these many people in here. Y'all didn't do this. I was doing this before I met y'all. What the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all took my masters. Y'all took 80% of the revenue. Y'all want me to sign 360 deal? Like, what's going on? And they're like, or not they, he's like, yo, I know your manager said this and he manages blah, 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 but I signed that dude to his first deal. So I don't give a fuck what you basically, literally, I'm going to say literally because I don't want to put him out there, but something to the event, like, I don't give a fuck what he thinks. He hasn't built anything from the ground up. I started in the mailroom. Like, his story is amazing. This man is amazing. He's a great president. He's a great music mind. I know that there's Clive Davis. I know there's Jimmy Iovine, but this dude is that dude to me. He's my favorite, one of my favorites, because I've gotten to work with him and I've seen his track record. He's still running a label. He's not fucking making headphones. He's not living off his catalog. He's signing new artists and impacting the landscape of music to this day. And I'm going head to head with this guy like a fucking idiot, young punk. And he's like, when I'm ready, when it's time, you will go to radio. He looked at his son and said, I put that on my kids. I put that on my children, Murs. I got you. But when it's time, y'all don't know shit. I've been in this game for blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And like, you know, at first, like when I said my piece, like it's a cipher, really a literal cipher. My boys, my crew, my tour, and my homies on one side of the circle and their staff on the other side. And I spit my bars and I look back at L like, yeah. Like, this is the guy, my indie homie who's still killing shit, you know. And now I'm talking my shit to the major label. You see it, right? You see me, son? I got that off. And he hit me with second round. Bah, 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 bah. I was like, oh, shit. You right. Respect. And we went on about our tour. Then for his reign to get cut short, the president's reign to get cut short, due to, some say foreseen, some say unforeseen circumstances in politics, there, and by default ending my run and never getting to work that record I spent so long on, I think gave birth to this. I wanted to get back immediately to being me and Ninth make music in the moment. It is a moment. Whether we're visiting his father, his mother, his brother, hanging out with his nephews, his son, his daughters, his wife, whether we went to help him buy a car, like the car dealership, whether we went and visited his best friend across the street who's a dentist, and shout out to Vince, same birthday as me, like whatever we did DJ at a party, whether I went to speak at his class, like all that, like we just been every moment positive. Whether we're doing, this motherfucker gonna have me at dinner with the Duke basketball staff and then meeting his friends that design shoes and motherfuckers that work at Nike, and like he's just had me, and I'm just with him. I'm like his, not assistant, but like we're attached at the hip for those 5 to 10 days, and whatever comes up comes out. Shout out to Brother Ali, the sponsor of this podcast, the spirit animal of this podcast. I feel like he comes up a lot. Damn, I always like, oh, I hope I didn't offend him, my Muslim brother.
And yo, whatever comes up, comes out. We don't put our hands over our mouth. And whatever comes up, comes out. We don't put our hands over our mouth.
Anyway, I had him on my turf. We're in the moment. He plays this beat. They call it Asian Girl. I'm like, oh my God. Even back then, I'm like, if we don't play this right, we're canceled. And I listened to this album. Some people asked me back to, I guess that's why the presidential race was on my mind as well. Because people, I'm still voting for you for president. I might have literally tried that if, like, Asian Girl, Let Me Talk, and Cigarette. These next 4 songs we're gonna do. Asian Girl, Let Me Talk, Cigarettes, Liquor, Vikki Veil. Any one of these, if they print the lyrics, I'm done, bro. I don't know who.
Girl stands, you my Asian girl. Party with no particular plans, you my Asian girl.
Yeah, you never heard it like this. Nah, hands high, y'all, let me see your fist. First 16, serve it on my own dish. I bet your favorite rapper can't do it like this. Coming from the 336, took the world by storm with a snare and a kick. The life of the party. Hit the stage with a fresh pair of J's, watch the crowd get retarded. Cooler than the fan blade, hotter than Cajun. I'm party with the black, Puerto Ricans and Asians. Catch me in Murs, Sunset, Ben and Kurz. We the best team you've seen since McHale and Bird. They say we them dudes out in Asia, bumping Sweet Lord, drinking sake, no chaser. From the blogs to the valley to the yard, spread the word, now you heard Ninth Wonder go hard. Go hard.
I'm looking for my Asian girl. Hit the dance floor, get close with my Asian girl. Standing in a beat, girl stands, you my Asian girl. Party with no particular plans, you my Asian girl. I'm looking for my Asian girl. Hit the dance floor, get close with my Asian girl. Standing in a beat, girl stands, you my Asian girl. Party with no particular plans, you my Asian girl. A-S to the I-A-N. My little Asian girl was like my new best friend. She Korean, so she just like me. She love the barbecue when she like kimchi. And that ain't nothing but greens. Between the barbecue and greens, got her thick in the jeans. The other Asian girls be skinny and flat. I got a chick from Vietnam with the feminine fat. Like a thick white chick, but her nipples ain't pink. Eyes slightly slanted, just like the Sphinx. She exotic, but she hate it when I call her that. I say ni hao, she knows she gotta holler back. That's Korean, no duh. My chick from Vietnam be serving me pho. What's that? Step your noodle game up. If you got you an Asian girl, then you done came up. I'm looking for my Asian girl. Hit the dance floor, get close with my Asian girl. Standing in a beat, girl stands, you my Asian girl. Party with no particular plans, you my Asian girl.
Man, they don't even need to make a deep fake. You know, they don't even get, Elon doesn't even need to put no work in on me. I'm done. It's a wrap, bro. I got to get, whoever it is out there that's been living clean and doing right, bro, let me know. We can get you voted. But man, this is just the stuff I rap about. Man, I don't say a life before, but I had another life. We talked about that last week. I'm walking in 2 worlds. There's some shit that's just for me to know. that I'm scared that yeah. So nothing deviant, just nigga shit, but street shit. But I don't know if we played this right still. The beat sounds like Asian Girl. So, and Ninth wanted to rap. I don't know who wrote his rap. Maybe he wrote it, but I remember Ninth rapping. When people say you read the room, I overanalyze the room. I read in between the lines of the room, and I'm so literal. It would have been nice for me to say, this is Ninth just rapping. Maybe it should just be a skit, and I should do the hook and the outro. The outro where I'm shouting out all the Asian girls. Boom, that could have been it. Or I could have just done a lighthearted verse and touched on Asian whatever. The Ni Hao line always got me, but I didn't go back and change. I was like, it's Mandarin, and now my son is fluent in Mandarin, my 12-year-old. Happy birthday once again. It's a celebration. And today is his gotcha day. When you adopt, it's the day that you got him. And usually for most families, it's a couple, months or few months after the date. But our son was born, and I got him the second day of his life. I got him within 48 hours. So his birthday and his gotcha day are 2 days apart. So this time we always go to IHOP, because after I pick my son up from the hospital in North Carolina, and this is me, this is my 4th album with the guy from North Carolina. That's in 2 years after the release of this album, almost 2.5 years. I have no idea that the friends I'm making are going to help me. I can, give me a discount on the hotel. Like, I'm going to be back in North Carolina with these guys 2 years later, welcoming my son into the world. So today is his gotcha day. If you think about adopting, this is another commercial, like, do it. Do it. If you can't conceive, my wife was telling me another story. We heard this story often. When people adopt, and then 20 years later, when they weren't supposed to be able to conceive, they conceive. God is magic, bro. But you have to give. Like, this is my heart changing after I saw, like, never wanted to be famous, but the fame making me able to go speak at Crenshaw High and with my homeboy Mr. E in New Orleans at the schools, because I'm on TV now. Kids will listen. Now kids who look like me will listen. It was powerful. My heart was like, when we did Into the Beginning, I wanted to finish that tour. After God Loves Ugly, I'm telling Mr. Dibbs, like, I'm going to start a daycare. Then I go to schools and I speak, and I'm like, what do they need? And some teachers like, I need daycare. Some of my brightest students are pregnant by the time senior year comes around, and they want to do both. And they just need somebody to watch the kid, and they can get their work done. That was a wild one here. But a lot of, from more than one teacher, I heard consistency. Like, people show up for one day, but how can you show up every day? I'm like, I can't. So around this time, I'm thinking, like, maybe it's just me. Like, why is Angelina Jolie the only celebrity buying black children? Why are we adopting? Like, I went to high school and been in fights and done dirt with dudes who come out of foster care, dated women who come out, black women who come out of foster care, have friends who come out of foster care. Like, how about we stop young black people from going into foster care and take some of them home? Who better to understand them if anyone's ever going to be able to break through? Who? And that way I can be consistent and give more time instead of throwing money. Or, we're doing Habitat for Humanity at this time with paid dues. If you were a VIP, you get less off a ticket, or I forgot how we worked the price, but with the ticket and the VIP package came an opportunity to build homes with your favorite rapper in Southern California, in our community. Like, the first one was in Linwood that I did, and it changed my life. I'm like, this is right around the corner from where I grew up or where I went to elementary school. I know people in this neighborhood, and by the grace of God, and I was able to move to the San Gabriel Valley for a few years, and that saved my life, and have an actual nice home. That gave me perspective. So being able to build new homes in that neighborhood meant a lot. And I wanted to continue that feeling. I wanted to keep that feeling going. That was adoption. Anyway, my son's fluent. 12 years later, he's an adopted young black man living in Southern California who, man, going to Chinatown with him is a trip, because he start talking to the elders, and then they look at me like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nah, this is his thing, bro. Leave me out of it. It's kind of like when my mom used to take me to the skate park or to the comic book store. She's like, no. This is his thing. I'm just the ride. So yeah, it was important for me. But so the ni hao, I say that's Korean, no duh. I just wanted to rhyme something with pho. 2010, I don't know if that was one of the first raps about pho, but it's early, before foodie shit, before Instagram foodies, and when people were still saying pho. But that's the thing about LA is Asian culture is a huge part of it, and the Korean thing. Like I came with that, just having Korean friends. I'm like, man, y'all eat kimchi. It's not really greens, but y'all eat like a cabbage and a vinegar-based cabbage, a greenery, and barbecue. And like everybody that works at this, a lot of the stores are Korean. Ben Baller, Ted Chung, his cousin Singh, like so many like just Korean Americans. Shout out, I think Randall Park is Korean, like Anderson .Paak, like, but Randall Park I wanted to have on my new album. If there's any celebrity that can rap, your boy was a coach on the show where people rapped against one another. Drop the mic.
Let the battle commence.
Drop the beat.
Let's do it, Joshua. You couldn't handle Randall, I'm a boss on the beat. My flow fresh off the boat, got Dawson up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Don't even try to battle, don't bore us, cause I'ma do you like Bruce Lee did Chuck Norris. You're whack, a fading teen star, and that's a fact. Difference between you and Kirk Cameron is he can act. In fact, this wannabe Patrick Swayze can't faze me, and if I gotta bring it back, best believe I'm Team Pacey.
Hosted by Method Man and Haley Bieber, and I was on the set with Blimes and Hollow the Don and a couple other folks. Our job was to shout out to Sean Kantrowitz, where I reconnected with him, to train rap celebrities to rap. So I have, I don't know, whatever, the guys the Brooks and Dunn, one of those people, Voices Boys to Man. I think we talked about that. And then Rob Gronkowski, and then they wanted me to check on Randall Park, and this motherfucker said, "Oh, what's up, Murs?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" And that motherfucker I had a lot of black celebrities, a lot that I had to help more than Randall didn't need any help. He could rap his ass off. I wanted him to have a 16 on the new album. It didn't work out, but he's a super cool dude. But yeah, like Korean dudes, Filipino dudes, Pinoys, Pinais, like I have a lot of Chinese friends in the hip hop in LA, but Korean, Japanese, like if it wasn't for Japan, my career wouldn't be what it is today. If you listen to this podcast, you understand that. So it was like, I can't fuck this up. You know what I mean? Like I can't, but I think I overdid it. It would have been cool without all the extras, but and it would have been cool if I went back and said that's Chinese, no, because Ni Hao Kai Lan was at the time. I knew better, but also on this album, there's lots of parts that asking Ninth, picking and choosing my battles. I was like, I'll just let it be ironic because he's an in the moment person. And so he's not for going back and redoing vocals at any cost. And I still hear that on this album, even though this is my chance to direct the album. It was my chance to have it in my neighborhood, but then he had E. Jones. So him and E. Jones and Kenobi too, they were like Fornever producer mob. Like they shaped more of the lyrics than had ever been shaped by the producer on our projects. This is the most influence Ninth has had on subject matter in the history of our relationship. Because after this, it goes back to us going to North Carolina. But yeah, we performed this at Rock the Bells, New York. I remember specifically because we were at the Pay Dues stage, and I remember Big Sean was opening the whole stage. He was the first act on, and he was like, I felt like I always tell my kids in Ground Waves, this the kids I mentor, like, yo, that motherfucker knew who he was and where he was going. He did not have time. It was the most chill, non-asshole things. Like the rest of us, like Sean Price, like everybody, like we're taking a ferry over, we hanging out. Like that's what I love and miss about Pay Dues and Rock the Bells. Like everybody's back. It's a family reunion for like the artists. And he was like, cool, thanks, I'm out. I got places to go. And he sure did. He showed us, Big Sean. He opened, do his thing, and he was gone. No kicking in, no hanging out. I'm good. Focus, laser, like focus. And I respect it. I've seen so many of these young men come up and their different approaches.
If you're ready for Big Sean!
God. God, oh God. I've been working all goddamn year. I just got my check. I'm about to spend it all on me. Yeah. Hold up. Tell me what you see. Pull up. Swerve. Watch these motherfuckers free. Watch them free. Say what up, dog, when you see me in the street. Good music in this bitch. I drop that motherfucking beat. Okay, now this to all of my enemies that see me getting guap right now. See me getting guap right now. See me getting guap right now. This to all of my haters that see me getting guap right now.
I respect them on. It gives me a lot to share with them. But also so we're about to film. I know we're going to film our parts for the Asian Girl video, and Sky Zoo is also rapping on during our set, which is cool. Like a lot going on. And then my partner in the middle of my set comes over, calls me to the side of the stage. It's my partner. I'm like, okay, is there a fire? We get shut down. I still perform and run the festival. But Ninth Wonder is rapping for the first time on stage. We're doing Asian Girl. Like, this is a big deal for me, for hip hop to me.
Yeah, you never heard it like this. No, hands high, y'all. Let me see your fist. First 16, serving on my own dish. I bet your favorite rapper can't do it like this. Like this. Coming from the 336 through the world by storm with a snare and a kick. The life of the party. Hit the stage with a fresh shade.
This is my Pete Rock CL moment with one of my best friends. Like, what the fuck we doing? What do you want? And my manager's like, my partner's like, so Jay-Z and Beyonce may be flying their helicopter in to the island and they want to see the show, but she needs her own room. They need their own room. Can they have your trailer? I'm like, what? And at the time, you know, my ex-wife was a black woman. Of course, I'm like, yeah, she's gonna want to meet Beyonce. Sorry to be stereotypical, but I was like, if my ex-wife, she can get a picture, I'm joking. Of course, yes, take it. Now, can I get back to doing my set on my stage that I'm hosting, please, and film me a video? Like, what? Who the fuck does that? That's happened a couple times in the history of Rock the Bells and Pay Dues, and I was always, all bullshit aside, glad to. Not even take a L, but do a favor for my partner, man. But yeah, people were excited. I don't know if Jay-Z and Beyonce even showed up. To be honest, like my trailer is for my family during the day. Like I'm working, it's because I'm not just a rapper. Like I'm on ground, handling, putting out fires, helping any way I can. But man, that tour was amazing to see. Like Mary J came, she wasn't performing, but and I don't even know if anybody ever brought her out. But I went to the front of the center of the crowd, like where the sound man sits, to watch Tribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, A Tribe Called Quest!
Y'all know Midnight Marauders? Say yeah! Say hell yeah! Fight dog, come on fight dog, let's go!
There's a million MCs that claim they want somebody. I create sounds that make your ears go.
She was just on the side of the stage, like saying every word. Like I'm looking at Mary J and she's acting like she's me. Like she's acting like one of us. One of us. That's the chant they do sometimes when I pop up at an L.A. Galaxy game. Like, cause so many stars come to things like the Galaxy matches or Dodgers matches, and you see them at one game. And you know what I mean? But like, if you're in L.A. and you're a Dodgers fan or you're a Galaxy fan, you know, or even a Kings fan, you see me at these games, like watching, screaming, yelling, following the team. I know I can name the starting players. Like I know what our team is going through because I'm with my city, 100% one of us. And that's why I felt like I saw Mary J. Blige. Like she's one of us. Like she's in her Mary J. thing, doing her Mary J. move. But that's what her Mary J. moves are. She's not cool. She's not choreoed. It's not, with all due respect, it's not Missy. It's Mary, you know? It looks funky and different because she's like fucking, she's in it. She's vibing, bro. Like she's a head. She's a hip hop head through and through. Shout out to Mary J. Auntie Mary. That's Asian Girl. I'm not going to go any deeper than that. After that, we got Let Me Talk.
Hey baby,
I don't know how to put this. I get to rap like Talib Kweli. I always said Talib Kweli rapped like he was running down a hill trying to stop himself from going too fast. Like, feel free to come back at me. I'm not, it's all love, all respect. Like, I've apologized to Kweli. I tased him once on the Eric Andre show.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man.
Thank you for doing my show.
Of course. I'm such a fan, genuinely.
Thank you. You owed me because I did your show.
Yes, I owed you. And
Yes.
Murs electrocuted you.
Yes, he did.
We heard about
I
that.
can electrocute you.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Talk about that. So first of all, the Eric Andre show. When I came and did your show, there was me and a bunch of young rappers whose names I didn't know. You came to me with the cattle prod, and you had no problem cattle prodding all the younger rappers.
Yeah.
But with me, you were like you gave me some OG props.
Yeah, I grew up listening to you, man. I couldn't do it.
But I was down
can't
for the
electrocute you.
shenanigans.
I know, but I can't. You're like my hero, man. I can't electrocute you.
So Murs doesn't feel that way.
Murs lit you up.
Yeah, he did. And he,
Murs grabbed the cattle prod and was like, bow,
he did.
bow.
And you know that's
you
the
took
first
it like
time
a G. You
I
didn't
met
even
him.
care. Really?
Yeah, I didn't know him before then.
What?
Yes.
I thought you guys are old friends.
No, that's how he greeted.
Really?
No, you know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
I thought you guys were like old friends.
No. He saw that you wouldn't do it, and he took it upon himself. Murs came on my show a week later. We met on your show.
I can't believe. I thought you guys were like old friends.
No, but the first thing he said when he sat down with me was, I said, "Why did you cattle prod me?" All right, so the first question I want to start with is, why did you tase me, bro?
Oh, shoot.
Bro, man.
Wait,
you know
wait.
what?
We need some context,
Yeah, man.
because Murs tased me.
Oh
Yeah,
my
man.
God.
There's a lot to that,
With
man.
a cattle prod.
But just
Wait, were you?
there's no context, bro. So yeah, I saw Kweli on Melrose. I went back to the car. I got my cattle prod, which I have with me at all times.
Now we were on the Eric Andre show, trying out some things, and Murs is a friend of the show. It was my first time there.
Yeah, that was my first time there too.
Okay. You seem very comfortable because you was tasing me. I felt like you worked there or some shit. I was like, oh, he must be the tase guy.
This is the guy.
That's his job.
But he had me on his podcast, and I think we had a great episode. And I'm thankful I saw him. We just did a show at the Soho House in downtown L.A. I got to bring Okie Dog and my other homie that had been locked up for hell long. I brought the homies. Shout out to Pookie Blow. She rapped. I saw Crondon, Defari, Phil the Ag, Rasco playing. It was a good night, man. My little brother came out. Shout out to Savant Young. He wants to run the podcast back. Do y'all think it's too soon for another live podcast at Savant Spot? He wants to do it again. Pizza, weed, beer, and a live podcast. He wants to run it back, but it was his event, and we got to go and shout to Porsche and Soho House. It was amazing, just to have, like, I was like saying, like, there's lots of black people in there, but like I was saying, like, people like us, like, the fancy shit in LA is not a lot of real LA motherfuckers up in there. And that night I got got to bring like, these are for real, like Crips from my neighborhood that did a lot of time or Crip adjacent folks, you know, combined probably 20 some years and incarcerated. And I got to invite them to some fancy members only shit, bro. Like, and rep for us. Like, even like, you know, like that's why like the black people in LA usually don't give me a chance because of how I look. And then I rap. You know, one of the security guards there was like, cool. He was cool with me. But afterwards, he's like, hey, man, you represent for us. Yeah, I talk my shit. And I said, of course, I said for the Yankees, the Guardians, and the Mets to suck my LA dick. And I hope we win the fucking pennant. Sorry, Kamani. Kamani's in a group called Masterminds. He wants you to know that Mr. Man rapped on Stone Soup and his album Underground Railroad, which is not streaming, so I can't prove it, but you can look it up on YouTube and find the proof. Kamani from Masterminds is a dope MC, and we're going to quote his lyrics at some point in this podcast when I make it make sense.
With every breath by breath, sending an SOS to guide us. Pick up this message, life is heartless, and nothing's for sure, so many will doubt us. And nothing's for sure, so many will doubt us. And nothing's for sure, so many will doubt us. I deleted my verse from the Underground Railroad, so when they asked me to do a verse on the second album called Stone Soup, I was like, hell no. So why the fuck am I here? To build a miracle of modern rap inside your ear.
So I get to rap like Kweli. This beat is very like one of my favorite beats. I really wish we would have done more drops in between like each little. It's like scene. I really wish like we could add like the clapper board. They take 5, take 6,
Take 1. Calm it down, what's this all about? How you raise your voice and yelling at me in my house? Look, I should kick you out if you wanna scream and shout, cause I'm just not in the mood for a heavyweight bout. Oh, that's what's up then, you keep on interrupting like you running things. Hold up, let me tell you something. You can roll your eyes and stomp your feet, but your mouth might put your ass out in the street. Open your mouth again, your story never ends. Talking to me crazy like I'm one of your friends. I can't get a word in, you should try listening. I should call you Tyler Perry since you always dissing men. You keep on raising hell, I'ma get up on my cell. But when the police come, Miss Medea go to jail. And well, look who changed their tune. It's like these fights go with the cycle of the moon. Yeah, I'm talking about PMS. And if we had more sex, you wouldn't be so stressed. But you like to front like that time of the month ain't the reason that you got your panties all in a bunch. And that's figurative and literal. The shit you pull is pitiful. For 1 week a month, you always make my life so miserable. So here we go, getting loud and obnoxious when really what you need is some Motrin and chocolate. I'm only joking, on the low, kinda hoping that comedy would calm your ass down for the moment. I wanna turn the game on. You busy with the same song? Okay, I'm not right, but look, I know I ain't wrong. You ain't going nowhere. Put them bags down, got your hands in my face. Oh, you think you bad now? Okay, let's just see where that gets you. Knock yourself out, cause I'm not the one to hit you. And I ain't sleeping on the couch, my neck's still hurting from the last time. We gotta talk now, come on, can't it wait till halftime? It's like your favorite pastime, you yell and you scream, but nothing comes between a man and his favorite team. And look, don't make me choose, cause you just might lose now. Take your ass in the other room, turn on the news. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just excited from the game, come on, baby, come back. Look, I'm sorry, I got a little silly, but come on, what we arguing about now, really? You know I love you, you know you love me, but why does it always have to get so ugly? Don't even wanna hug me, because you wanna stay mad. It's the crazy game that men and women play since way back, and men never win, so forget it, man, I'm out, cause I already planned on sleeping on the couch. You know what, forget it, I'm finished. Where's the remote? I'm taking the good covers too. You can't take the good covers. You sleeping on the sheets. So serious. And when you get cold, don't try to come and snuggle up on me with the couch. Don't try to call me back in there later either. I'm out this mother.
And it was supposed to end with me slamming the door. And it was a gift from my management that they came up with the sugar-free verse.
Wait a minute, what? What you say you gonna do to my Impala? I jump out this car so fast and drop kick you in the medulla oblongata. Okay, I see you stupid just like your mama now. Yeah, I said it, and I was just as stupid as you for staying with you, cause I regret it. So let me get him clean. Cause the game don't change, people do. These little niggas jumping out blasting in them skinny jeans. And the last thing I need is your ass to hassle. Yeah, man, she told the judge I hit her. She hit herself in the head with a bag of apples. And I told her I hate going to your spot, cause her daddy can't say nothing unless he put that thing on his neck that make him sound like a robot. And her son retarded, right? I can't lie, one day a butterfly landed on his nose and brought a tear. Here come ungrateful Angie would never satisfy Kishoni. They laugh at her cause her daddy got killed going to the hood trying to pay a nigga to pee on him. And you ever been with one or two bitches? Just you and her in the car, you know she farted, but she looking at you like you did it? See, y'all dirty to us. Man, I can't stand a woman act polite, go take a shit and never give a courtesy flush. One day we went to apply for a fat loan. She said, yes, changed her voice. I said, bitch, you don't never talk like that at all. But that's what women do. Just like that, this is my husband lie. I keep telling you, quit telling people that, cause I ain't nothing to you.
I was already on the road, back on the road. I think I don't know who I was on the road with. I was doing so many shows, and they sent me an email, said, listen to this. I got you a sugar-free verse. That was something that was missing from my life. Like E40 sugar-free, I can't count like the amount of times I've listened to them or say how much they've gone into inspiring me, influencing me. And not so much their styles, because they're very rapid fire, but this song reminded me of both of them. But saying anything like that and that leads into the next song, like saying anything. I can, if you, like, this is one thing, like, I introduced Sugar Free. We talked about, I felt validated when I saw I had seen Double Can Year. We were at a rap sheet convention or something. We were in the bathroom or something, and he was singing it. We started singing, I'd rather give you my bitch. And I was like, of course, Like, he's in People on the Stairs. I'm in Living Legends. Like, no one expects us to be sugar-free fans.
I'd rather give you my BS. I'd rather give you my BS. I'd rather give you my BS than to let you breathe on my last bit of endo smoke. I'd rather give you my BS tonight. You wanna hit my joint, but I'd rather let you fuck my bitch. Suck her tits and she'll suck your dick. And since one man's trash is another man's treasure, you get no part of my weed, but you can have my bitch.
Of course, my nigga Mike Turner is still stayed true. Like, Crip adjacent, West LA. We are ghetto kids, bro. We are black kids from the hood. Like, that do boom bap shit. But we still love, we grew up, we were raised in the streets and on street shit like that. So that was like, Sugar Free's had a special place for me just from that moment on. But putting my East Coast friends on the Sugar Free, like they would put me on to like MOP and like, nah, you gotta listen. And I'm like, I get it now. And I'm like, I think L, RJ, like they'd be tickled pink, like who the fuck is this guy? What is he saying? Like, oh man, like, and just so if you've never listened to Sugar Free, this is him at his peak. He's one of the best rappers to ever live. But he says shit like the fucking like, and I hate going to your spot because your daddy got that thing on his, he got that thing on his neck where he can't say nothing unless he put that thing. Yeah, cause I hate going to your spot because your daddy got that thing where he can't say nothing until he put that thing on his neck to make him talk like a robot.
And I told her I hate going to your spot because her daddy can't say nothing unless he put that thing on his neck that make him sound like a robot.
What? I would say like he's like on the same spectrum. E40 and him like same spectrum as Dell. Dell's on the like the backpack, more weird anime, funky spectrum. It's both rooted in the funk, but just a perspective and the way they set up their rhymes. Like he said, I hate going to your spot because he wanted to rhyme something with robot. That's how I felt like it feels like it's building. And Dell sometimes builds his punchlines like that, and it was like, what? But it's like it's true. Like, let me get in clean. And like these niggas blast you in skinny jeans. Like that was one of the first times I heard. I was like, oh man, skinny jeans were just coming in, and like to have an OG perspective on it.
Because the game don't change, people do. These little niggas jumping out, blasting in them skinny jeans.
Man, this verse was everything to me. I don't know if I even deserved it. God bless Sugar Free. And next is Cigarettes and Liquor. This is another one, bro. Like, you want to talk about cancellation? You want to talk about get Murs the fuck out of here for Murs not for president? Why did I think it was okay? But this is like me, and once again, saying the first thing that comes to my mind when the beat's played. And also, at this point, I had met a guy that was very rich, but like didn't want his parents' money, went out on his own, served in the armed forces, deployed a bunch of fucking times, and then came home and like he smoked weed something and he couldn't apply to be a police officer. Like, we talk about vets and like my respect for veterans. But the people who want us to stand for the flag and all these things, which I'm cool with, we don't take care of the people who serve. It's just an idea to you motherfuckers. And then the motherfuckers that have served want to bang on motherfuckers for not standing for the fucking flag, but won't bang on the people who make the laws that should be respecting that. People who stand for the national anthem but don't respect the ideals, that don't actually respect our veterans. Give them that same energy you give Colin Kaepernick for a second. Fuck whether he stands or kneels. You guys need the benefits, the therapy, like more than just the fucking opportunity to get on the plane before me type shit. But I met one of these dudes, and then hanging out with him, all he wants to do is get high and smoke weed and drink beer and play Call of Duty. I'm like, you are just like some of my Crip partners. Like, y'all have killed people, and to deal with that trauma, you smoke and drink, and then you feel, if you're not in this, if you can't be in the shit, you want to play games that make it feel like that are resembling the shit. And like with ex-gangbangers or not so active gangbangers, like they listen to the music and they'll play the video games where they shoot people, and then the weed and the liquor is kind of like, I'm not them. So I'm just like, from the outside looking at them, I'm like, yo, I don't really mess around on their old ladies. They may argue, you know what I mean? But really just want an opportunity to work hard and kind of forget or make peace with their past and the war that they've had to be a part of or chose to be a part of, however you see it. And I think that goes along all culture, whether you're black, brown, white, you know what I mean? We're all coping. And though that's an extreme case of the peoples in our community that have seen violence that are coping, but some of us are just dealing with the trauma our parents gave us, or the trauma of being an American, or the trauma of being an immigrant, whatever it is. We're smoking cigarettes and drinking liquor. So that was my kind of like, fuck all the racial sensitivities. When it all comes down to it, we have the same, one of the, same problems. We're drinking and smoking ourselves to death. And this is me trying to stay clean. So like, I'm making songs like this. I watched my father die, or almost die. And then he died. I didn't have to watch him die, but he died, all alone. No one there, alone, because of his addiction. By this point, I had given up cigarettes. Still had given up cigarettes. I hadn't gone back clean from cigarettes 5 years. I wasn't drinking. I don't know if I was drinking at all. I don't think I was drinking at all. And I had finally was getting ready to marry, to be monogamous. So these are just reminders. And then it was the Funky Worm sample where I felt some kind of, way about using it, but
get it, baby. I'm his manager. Yeah. Gonna make $1 million. I get it all till he can't spend it. Don't stop now, honey, get down.
There's a cool key song. It goes, I don't need Bohannon. I don't need Roger Troutman. I just need what I need.
I don't need Roger Troutman. I don't need Zach. I don't need Junior. I don't need Sheep. I don't need Sister Sledge. I don't need Pop. I don't need Bohannon. I don't need Led Zeppelin. I don't need Anthrax. I just need what I need.
We're going to get into that too, because there was that like Slaughterhouse by Master Ace, like
This is MC Negro, and this is the A-Net MC, and this is our new motherfucker, our new shit. This is called Slaughterhouse. Coming up on Lab Platinum LP, still killing motherfuckers dead. And this is how we gon' rock this on the 9 train. Here come the craziest niggas on earth. Cut those ever since birth. Blood and guts are gonna spill. Murder, 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 and kill, kill, kill. Chainsaw in my holster. Wire rope, and I hang it like a post.
everybody was shitting on Funky Worm, so I was hesitant, but to do it. And then when I feel like it's an Ohio Player sample, I could be wrong, but that reminded me of my dad, which reminded me of alcoholism and cirrhosis of the liver.
The cancer might kill you on cirrhosis of the liver, but we still keep spinning on cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Run out and get your cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Everybody spinning on cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Better go get your cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Everybody need they cigarettes and liquor. Now have you ever been faded, intoxicated? Woke up at the crib and wonder how you made it. Late to the job because you so faded. You walk in at noon and try to masquerade it like, oh, I'm feeling under the weather. But your co-workers laughing cause they all know better. You got a hangover and shit, it ain't over. Not quite drunk but you sure ain't sober. Weekend warrior, shoulda ate your Wheaties. Sunday night fever gave your ass the BGs. The bubble guts, stomach all doubled up. Head feeling like you caught a Mike Tyson uppercut. You fucking up, get your shit together. You can't keep doing this bullshit forever. Running to the bathroom every 5 minutes. Every time that you throw up, you claiming that you're finished. Then you swear you're about to quit, but soon as Friday come, it's time to get lit. Tequila
tequila shots, lemon drops, dancing on the tabletop. You know when you're really drunk, when you say you're not. I ain't faded, why is everybody tripping? Would you out on the dance floor and started pissing? And you call yourself a grown man, you one step away from a 12-step program.
Probably my favorite line on this one is something Johnson on the tabletops. You know when you're really drunk, when you say you're not.
The cancer might kill you or cirrhosis of the liver, but we still keep spinning on cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Run out and get your cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Cigarettes and liquor. Everybody spinning on cigarettes and liquor.
Anyway. Vikki Veil was one of those songs that a lot of black men in America really, it resonated with them. It fucking, this one in Summer and November. Cause Ninth Wonder, like, that's where like the older like black men back east and down south will listen to my shit. And then, you know, Summer and November, people, niggas like, why did you make that song?
Where should I begin? I heard somewhere that summer in November's a sin. But that's where I tend to differ. Who doesn't need a little bit of warmth in their winter? And it was cold as ice. She started as a dim light on my coldest night. She just asked me about my day. I didn't see the harm in me saying okay. She said, just okay? There's gotta be more. Understand, at the time, me and wifey was at war. She opened up the door and I typed a couple paragraphs. The next couple nights, we would meet there and share a laugh. Until I missed the night. The next morning I checked in. She said, are you all right? I said, yeah. She hit me with, I missed you. Honestly, right there, I should have known it.
And The Worst was another one. People were like, why would, give him, some grown men were like, why would you do that? It's too honest.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date on the side, but your main chick tried to hate? Let me tell you a story about my situation. I got caught up with this chick from a radio station. The 13th caller won a ticket to my show. That night is where I saw her there in the front row. She had big D cups and a very small waist. I looked into her eyes and wondered, how did she taste? She came backstage to take a flick for the gram. She whispered in my ear and put my dick in the hand. She said, do you have plans for later on tonight? I said, yes, man, but I saw her have a wife. She looked and said, I know. I said, well, what does that mean? She said, I know means I know how not to be seen.
I was about to get married, or I had just got married, whatever it was. I don't remember. I think it was about to, or had just, I don't remember when we did this album, but could have been late 09. I wanted to let motherfuckers dream about it. I dreamed about it. Like, I was introduced to pornography at an inappropriate age. It fucked up my life. Thank God. Thank God. I'm all right. Men are already on one as far as testosterone and hormones and shit. And then you introduce porn, it's like gasoline on a fire, bro. It's fucked up.
Yeah. All the kids go home, man. On some real shit, man. I know you heard what you think you heard or saw what you think you saw on the internet. And a lot of you dudes that be looking at these porn stars and all these hookers and strippers, and you think you want to take one home. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to share my experience with you. And then you tell me if that's really what you want to do with your time. Vikki Veil. Her name was Vikki. Adult actress, 50 million scenes, true queen of the mattress. Met her by the way of my man Van Styles. It wasn't tripping, I've been hitting porn stars for a while. Met up at her crib, we watched a little TV. Didn't fuck the first night, it would have been too easy. She was kinda cool, exception to the rule. She really liked sex, so she used it as a tool to get a little money, so she paid for her school. Plus a house in the hills with a hell of a pool. No drug problems, no issues with her daddy. I hate to admit it, but this chick kinda had me. I was addicted to this chick that fucked a gang of dudes and hadn't even touched my dick yet. How could I swore never would I fall in love with this type of chick, but I put my heart over brain and she drove me insane. brain. She became the source of so much pain, but yet so much joy. I mean, the sex hoe boy. And when we finally did fuck, I found a brand new toy. I could bend and spin her, go up in her every which way. I haven't had sex again like that to this day, but needless to say, I got a little bit possessive, and now I'm stuck asking all these fucked up questions. Why I ain't know she was a hoe from the intro? Why she ain't here when I asked her to been home? Why she have to lie and call me from a friend's phone? Why she in the club? What she looking at him for? Why couldn't I just hit it, man? It should have been simple. Why I have to be the one to fall in love with a nympho? Gorgeous as hell, Victoria Veil. She would meet me out on tour and take me to the hotel. No telling how many other dudes she had. All I know is that I wanted her and wanted her bad. I locked her down and I made her commit to me. Told her that her job didn't really mean shit to me. Fuck for the cameras, then come home and fuck me. She said the only difference was that she really loved me. With me it was love, with them it was work. But no matter how she put it, man, that shit still hurts. I shook it off and we continued to date. No matter where we went, she would seem out of place. In Target with a mini skirt, got her ass out. Old men looking, getting slapped in the mouth. Housewives tripping cause on the low they jealous. And don't let her ask to come and kick it with the fellas. My best friend asked if he could fill up on her ass. Pulled out a DVD and asked her for an autograph. So then I set her down and I said, baby, that's it. If you really love me, then you're gonna have to quit. She said, I'm the same girl I was when you met me. And if you can't love me, you should just forget me. She broke my heart, now I'm making it public. Never let your dick pick who you fall in love with.
At this point, I had seriously dated porn stars. I had seriously dated an escort or a professional sex worker because I could relate to their casual relationship with the most intimate, holy thing, except for your relationship with God, like with sex, with making love. I could relate to them. So that, there's, like some of these girls I met when I was still being like abstinent or whatever it's called, celibate, whatever it is. And then I took one of them out and she was just basically like, how are you not going to put out for me? This is like a handshake for me. Like, I'm offended. Are you going to offend me? Like almost like I got guilted into it a couple of times during celibacy. Like I was guilted into breaking my vow with myself. And, it wasn't a big deal, but like, fuck. And then also like too, the ego that goes with like when you're able to please a woman who's able to do all, or she makes you feel like you're pleasing her, because who knows, that feeds your ego. And now it's doubly because the lust is getting satisfied and your ego is getting a pat on the back. It's a dangerous thing. The way the song plays out, the morals, no, but this is one of the lines I can't like, never let your dick pick who you fall in love with. And I came with that first almost before I wrote anything. It sounded like the beat was saying, Vikki Veil. And so we got Kenobi to sing it, and he's one of the best parts of the song because he does this, and I used to love her. Like, you're the one on my time thinking of. Like, he's singing with the sample, and it sounded better than the sample. You're the girl I spend all my time thinking of. And we were trying to, like, get all the samples out, so it sounded better with him. It's very rare that you can get someone to match the vocals and everything better, but he killed it. So that was fun just seeing Kenobi shine because he had recorded, engineered a lot of Murs for President. I think he's representing out of South Carolina. Just seeing him get respect from somebody from North Carolina that, like, he was just the engineer first, and then I was like, oh, you do this, oh, you do this. Him and E. Jones and all of them. Like, I had some real dope musicians and some good, like, vibes. Like, I could hop in and do that. That's like having a fucking, like just a nuclear weapon at your disposal. Like, oh shit, I can come in and kill this. Boom. And he was in there, and it was amazing. But the part going to Target, like going to Target with like two porn stars, like I've done that, and like seeing like grown men get snatched up by their wife, like that was real shit. Like it was crazy. Like being in Chatsworth or wherever the fuck we were in the Valley, and going to Target because they're like, oh, I need to buy some sweats because I don't have any. Like we were getting ready to go do something decent, and they didn't have anything decent to wear, like to go to brunch or something. They like literally had no decent clothes, and I'm like, I'm still like a God-fearing sinner. I'm like, we got to figure this out, bro. But we go to brunch. I think we're going on a double date. And I was like, you guys got to not. So, but we had to go to Target like that in order to get the shit. And man, that would, like standing in line, the disgust of the women, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and then the stigma of like sex workers and, you know, getting to know them, be like, no, I wasn't molested actually. And I just like to fuck. And I'm not on drugs actually. Like a lot of them like aren't the ones I was a couple of hours serious, like weren't at least on my face on drugs. Like that's how we bonded. We both didn't drink. We loved fucking. And, you know, it was still fucked up. And it wasn't, I could skip it all. If I could skip it all, I would. But these, you know, as I'm getting married during this era, I'm telling like it's not all you think it is. And definitely you're not built like me. And I've seen like being around, also just having porn stars as friends and sex workers as friends. I'm like, most dudes think they're ready and they're not ready. You're not ready for what comes to this. I was super ready. I was too ready because for me, it was the opposite. Where it's like, yo, like, how are you going to get jealous of me when you just, I don't get it. And that was happening. But it was me understanding like that is still a sacred bond. And when someone likes someone, it doesn't matter what you did. Like, it's just our love is meant to, I think, to be, you know, a monogamous thing for me and for most people I've met. Even like when I started meeting porn stars that were trying to lock me down and telling their friends this and that and lying and maneuvering and judging, I was like, hold the fuck on. Who is this person? You're not even the person I thought you were. So Vikki Veil comes out of that, but also because I love the fucking Batman Vikki Veil.
Stop the press. Who is that?
Vikki Veil. Vikki Veil. I like
Shout out to Prince, that fucking soundtrack, that movie, flawless. Vikki Veil, I'm a comic book nerd. Was a porn nerd and a hip hop nerd. So it was like all three worlds combining. And I think the Vikki Veil appealed to a lot of men. Like Vikki Veil also was a lot, I think, for like one of the first white women I like listed after and had a crush on. So that's also goes into the title.
Vikki Veil.
Hi. Bruce Wayne.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this time. I've seen your photographs from Corto Maltese, haven't I?
Right.
And that's it, man. I think we got through 3 songs. It might be a long episode, but I gotta go pick up the kids. And if you can't be the best, be good at it. Next week we get into I Used to Love Her. I don't know if we can not do a whole episode of that song, but we might be able to breeze through the next 4 and move on. Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in L.A. podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace, peace, peace.